Hi, everyone. Kate Freeman again for another Lester story. And, when I first, as you heard yesterday, in 1981, I first met Lester and took the basic releasing course and got started. And it was a life-changing event for me. Things changed very quickly. I started to have some amazing experiences by releasing. And I didn't have a clue what or who Lester really was. I didn't have a clue. So we hung out together some. I remember one day early on, we were going out to lunch. Maybe 3 or 4 of us were going out to lunch. And Ram Dass was in town. This was in Phoenix, where the office was then. And Ram Dass was that evening doing a talk. And I had heard about it, and I was going with a friend. And so as we're getting out of the car to go into the restaurant, I said to Lester, so Lester, are you going to see Ram Dass tonight? I'm all excited, getting to go somewhere special. And Lester just very calmly said, we leaders have very little to give each other. And I remember thinking, oh. And it was the first time I really had a sense of who he was, or what he was. I had read Ram Dass's book about his guru, Neem Karoli Baba, and that book helped me really understand what having a true teacher was about. And that's what Lester really became for me from the very beginning. I could go to him with a question, and he could answer it in just a few words. And I could see so deeply, so very deeply. And at that very beginning, he seemed to know how badly I wanted to be free. And he encouraged it. He really, he was a great help, always. I would go and have a meal with him and come home, and I remember as I'd be taking my shower, washing my hair, I'd be releasing and releasing and releasing because of what had been pointed out. He was never obvious about it. He would just mention something, and immediately I would go there. And he was a huge help. He really was. So, that's our little story for today. I could also tell you some of the experiences I had at the beginning. I remember not long after I took the basic releasing course, I was sitting with a friend, and my little boy, who was about 4 at that time. The other kids were out playing, but my little one was there. And I was talking to this friend of mine in my living room, just sitting there. And all of a sudden, I was looking down at the two of them and me. And I had just stepped out of my body. So wonderful experiences happened to help me see that I wasn't this body, that I wasn't these limits. And Lester, I'm sure, saw that, and he was a great encouragement. I remember walking with my little boy out to the pool one night, not long after I took the course. I'm releasing. I just couldn't get enough. It was such a shift for me because I realized I could let go of the feelings. I could let go of the unhappiness and the stress and just release it. And I'm walking with my little boy out to the pool. I'm holding onto his hand. And I just had this sense that if I wasn't holding his hand, I would just float away. I was so light and so free and so happy that I just felt like he was the only thing holding me to the earth. So as I would speak to Lester, Lester would talk about things, and he said, oh, I always talk about the same things. He didn't. But many of the times he did talk about the same things. And so he would be talking to a person across the table, and I knew he was talking to me in a way. I could let it in easier because he wasn't being too direct. He was very, in a way, tactful. Very tactful in that way. He would talk to that person over there, and it would be for me, and sometimes he'd talk to me, and it would be for them. And so I guess we were all helping each other. But he was an amazing teacher. Really very kind and all-seeing, really. All-seeing. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Lots of love. Bye.